The Honda everyone calls American is actually built in Thailand. That's number 7 on the list, and it's where the whole price story starts to wobble. Because 2 generators sit in front of you. One wears a Honda badge and costs around $2,400. The other wears a Predator badge from Harbor Freight and costs around $500. And that gap gets sold to you as a quality gap, when a lot of it is really just a branding gap. 7 things explain that spread. Some of these 7 are pure marketing. One of them is the real reason a Honda outlives a Predator. Counting down to that one now. Number 7 is where they're built. Honda's name carries a made in America feeling. And Honda does run a real engine plant in North Carolina. But the EU2200i, the little Honda everyone actually wants, ships out of Thailand. The Predator is built in China by a contract manufacturer most tear-down folks peg as Loncin. So, neither one is American, and neither one is secretly the other. They are not the same machine with different paint. No matter what a comment thread tells you. Honda builds its own engine, a 121cc unit it originally designed for construction rammers. Predator runs its own Chinese block. Same idea, different hardware, and that distinction matters more than the flag printed on the box. Number 6 is the power itself. You've heard that cheap generators fry laptops and phones with dirty electricity. That fear is real for the cheapest open-frame units. But both of these are inverter generators, and both put out a clean sine wave. Honda rates its distortion under 3%. Predator rates the 3500 under 5%. Both numbers sit inside the safe zone for a laptop, a CPAP machine, a modern fridge board. One independent tester even put the popular units on an oscilloscope and got clean waves across the board. No published number, just visibly clean. Honestly, on power quality alone, you're splitting hairs. Number 5 is the markup, and Harbor Freight loves this one. They print it right on the sign. Compare our $800 Predator to Honda at $2,700. Save $1,500. And the math is real. A Predator 3500 runs about $800, often less on sale. The Honda that matches its output, the EU3000is, runs north of $2,000. That's roughly 3 times the price. But a markup number on its own never tells you whether the expensive one earns it. So keep counting. Number 4 is noise, and this is the first real Honda win. Honda built its reputation on quiet, and the spec sheet backs it. But the gap is far smaller than the price gap. That same independent tester measured the little Honda at about 58.9 decibels under load, and the Predator 2000 at about 61.6. You can hear that difference standing right next to them. But from inside a camper, with a wall between you and the machine, those few decibels mostly vanish. A real win for Honda. Just a quiet one. Notice the pattern so far. Origin, mostly marketing. Power, mostly marketing. Price, 3 times higher. Noise, a real but small edge. 4 items in, and Honda's lead is already thinner than its price tag. 3 left, and the last one is the only thing that fully explains the spread. Number 3 is fuel and runtime, and it splits in a way nobody mentions. At light load, the cheaper Predator sips fuel and can run longer per gallon, because Honda's bigger engine drinks more when it's barely working. The Predator 2000 will stretch close to 12 hours at a quarter load on its little tank. The matching Honda, the EU2200i, runs closer to 8 on a smaller tank, because that 121cc engine simply burns more even when it's loafing. But push both hard all night long, and Honda's tank logic flips the result. The bigger EU3000i's idles itself down and stretches nearly 20 hours at a quarter load, which no small Predator touches. So the answer depends entirely on how hard you lean on it. Light user, Predator, heavy all-nighter, Honda. Number 2 is what happens under real stress, and this is where the price finally starts talking. In one rigorous independent load test, the Predator 2000 and a rival unit both shut themselves down running near their rated load. The Honda ran until it simply ran out of gas. An oil analysis in that same test showed the Honda wearing slower, less metal in the oil over time. Now that cuts both ways. It's one test, not gospel, and plenty of Predators rack up serious hours. One contractor reportedly pushed a 3,500 past 3,000 hours on nothing but basic maintenance. So the Honda isn't the only one that survives. But when you stress it to the edge, Honda's margin is the thing your money is quietly paying for, and it lines up with what heavy daily users have said for years. And reading those quiet numbers, the ones the box buries under its biggest figure, is half the reason I ended up writing the Home Power Manual in the first place. And number one, the single thing that actually explains the price is the warranty. Honda covers the entire machine for 3 years, home or commercial. Predator covers the entire machine for 90 days, with 2 years on emissions parts only. 90 days. That's the real product you're buying at the high end. Not magic electricity, not a secret shared factory, but a company willing to stand behind the thing for 3 years instead of 3 months. Consumer Reports, after testing both, landed in almost exactly the same place. So the point was never to scare you off either one. It was to show you which differences are real. 4 of the 7 were mostly marketing. 3 were genuine, and only one, the warranty, truly earns that price tag. And yes, I know that's a less satisfying answer than Honda bad or Honda holy. Now, what should actually go in your garage? If you camp a few weekends a year, run a fridge and some lights through an outage, or tailgate. The Predator is the rational buy. The 2000 handles light duty for around $500. The 3500 adds electric start and wheels for around $800. The honest caveat, that warranty is short, and a handful of owners report heat shutdowns running an RV air conditioner in serious summer heat. Budget for the risk you're taking. But I personally think it's a remarkable amount of generator for the money. If you run a generator for work, week in and week out, or you need it to fire up the day a storm hits years from now, the Honda earns its premium. The EU2200i for portable jobs, the EU3000is for serious backup. There's a quieter bonus too. Honda inverters hold their value almost stubbornly, and owners routinely resell decade-old units for a real chunk of what they paid, while a used Predator fetches very little. The caveat there is simple. You're paying roughly 3 times the money, and for a light user that money mostly buys peace of mind, you may never cash in. But if downtime costs you a paying job, that's exactly the insurance worth buying. So the real question was never Honda versus Predator. It was how hard you push a generator and how long you need it to keep living. Match the machine to that honestly, and you stop overpaying for a badge or underbuying for a storm. The cheap one isn't a trap, and the expensive one isn't a scam. One's a tool, the other's an insurance policy. You just needed to know which one you were actually buying. One honest note before you go. Nobody pays me to point at these brands. No sponsors, no affiliate links. That's why the Home Power Manual exists, and I'd want my own parents reading its generator part. The one that decodes the running watts the box hides. Today's answer was free. But a wrong box here costs hundreds, and the manual's $29.99 once, the links below and pinned. And that Honda built in Thailand, that's only one badge that doesn't mean what you assumed. YouTube thinks you'll like one of the 2 videos on your screen right now, so click 1. And if you made it all the way to the end, subscribe.